What is up, everybody? Ninja Nick here with Tactical Gaming, bringing mainly an Alaska issue thing. So if you're an Alaskan and you are pretty much watching this is gonna be a funny outcome because the House Budget Panel advanced a 3,800 PFD in draft budget. Now, before all of this, they've already mentioned that they were probably thinking about 500 to 800 to maybe even possibly $1,000, which is asinine as all hell, considering we've had people's houses burning down, their apartments burning down, roofs collapsed because of snow and ice. We had a whole entire town in Alaska completely get evacuated due to flooding and everything. So we literally have Alaskans being displaced left and right all over the state due to massive issues because there are landlords refusing to basically maintain and fix their stuff, and people are now becoming homeless left and right. Now, not only that, right now they're talking about a 3,800 PFD, which in my opinion is still ridiculous, and we should be getting more, all because we have 87 billion in the fund. You don't believe me? Go ahead and look at it. You can actually see it for yourself. We have 87 billion in the fund. Okay, so if they do this PFD, $3,800, that's only about two some odd $billion. So you can go ahead and slowly read this. I already read it, and it's kind of ridiculous, right? But one part that really got to me was funny, right? So this section right here, lawmakers on a budget panel adopted a full statutory dividend in the evening after long debate. Anchorage Democratic Rep Andy Josephson, co-chair of the House Finance Committee, cautioned legislators, which is a good word to be using because this shows the whole Democrat side of Alaska, right? Give us money. We want your money. We're going to take your money, such as our PFD, and we're going to use it for what we want, which is illegal as all hell, right? But that the vote means Alaskans who have been suffering will absolutely have the impression that a very liberal dividend will be paid this year. Meaning, if they don't pay the 3,800 at least, they're going to piss off all of Alaska, considering the last few years they have been taking more than half of what the projected dividend was supposed to be. Okay? Now, here's another part which is funny. Republican Alaska Governor Mike Dunleavy proposed a full PFD as part of his budget proposal, right? December, a 3,800 dividend check is estimated to cost roughly 2.47 billion. That's not even a drop in the fucking bucket. Okay? 2.47 billion out of 87 billion, which would leave about what 84.6? No, 84.5 and some change, right? 84.53, right? Which is ridiculous with how Alaskans are being overly taxed because they raised our property tax again, which has raised rent again, and they've been doing that steadily every single year for the last 6 years. Okay? So, in my opinion, what they should do is they should either completely empty the fund, which would give every Alaskan about 130 to 150,000 each Alaskan. And that should be justified due to the fact that if they don't do a full PFD payout, you're going to see more people leave Alaska. That's more tax revenue leaving Alaska. We're already watching people's businesses shut down. We're watching people sell their homes because they cannot leave and or pay their taxes. Most places are having to raise rent, like I already mentioned. But here you have the Ketchikan Independent Rep Jeremy Broman proposed that the PFD would come from two sources. Almost $1 billion would be drawn from the general fund of the state treasury. A simple majority of lawmakers is required to spend from that account. However, close to $1.5 billion would come from the state's main savings account. The $3 billion constitutional budget reserve, 3/4 of the House and Senate would need to support spending from the account, which is ridiculous because we have 87 billion in the PFD fund alone. So why? Why would they be doing that? If the 3/4 vote fails, the dividend paid Alaskans in 2026 would drop to around 1,500, which means what are they using the rest of that fund for? We are one of the richest states in the United States. Okay, we literally have oil revenue coming as long as our legislators here in Alaska don't screw us over. Okay, last year's dividend paid to over 618,000 people, right? Alaskans was paid $1,000. Okay, $1,000 we were given. It's fucking asinine. Okay, was opposed 6-5. So put it this, the way I see it is, if these reps don't want to give us a full dividend, which I mean we should be getting way more than $3,800. If like they can literally empty the fund and leave 10 to 25% in the fund, and they would be giving us roughly about 100K. Why the fuck not? Right? It's ridiculous that they don't want to do that. But support check size alongside Nome Democratic Rep Neil Foster, co-chair of the House Finance Committee. The remaining 5 members of the Democrat-dominated House majority voted no, which shows you Democrats don't fucking care about you guys. So all you who keep voting in a Democrat, you literally aren't understanding that these people love taxing you and taking your money and then won't give you something that's supposed to be given to you. Like, at all. So the way I see it is, if Dunleavy doesn't want to fight against these people and either empty the fund completely or leave only 25% in there, which we deserve that. We deserve a full fucking payout. And I mean a real full payout, not, oh, hey, yeah, we're going to actually give you $3,800 when it should be way more than just that. Way more. Okay? So, supporters of the full PFD said that high oil prices justify a larger dividend because, quite literally, we have been selling oil. We've been selling oil like no tomorrow. And with the fact that we're no longer getting oil from the Strait of Hormuz, which we shouldn't even be getting any kind of Iranian oil or Afghani oil, period. Since 2022, Alaskans receive a $3,284 dividend and energy relief check, right? The energy relief check was bullshit, especially seeing they just raised, your gas bill, your electric bill, your water bill. They raised all the utilities. We pay some of the highest prices in utilities in all of the United States. Ridiculous. And they want to give us less money. When Russia's invasion of Ukraine sent oil prices skyrocketing, Rep. Frank Tomaszowski R. Fairbanks said that the people of Alaska are hurting right now and are facing difficult circumstances from high energy bills, which we are. We are. So the fact of the matter is, with we having $87 billion and they're only projecting to give us $1,500 is ridiculous. Start calling your state reps. Start demanding, and the fact that we had people up here in Alaska who were paid protesters doing a No King's March, but you won't see these people go to the streets and protest the fact that we deserve a higher dividend than just $3,800, okay? So the U.S.-Israel war in Iran has seen oil prices spike to over $100 per barrel. The Alaska Department of Revenue projected last month that would see the state collect $1 billion more revenue than expected over the current fiscal year, meaning we would get over $1 billion. We are the richest state in the United States. We really fucking are. We're the biggest state in the United States. We have so much natural gas, so much natural oil, and so much land that we literally can just take a section and use it to make money for the entire country, not just our state. Okay? So, lawmakers have already earmarked a substantial portion of the additional revenue to pay Alaska's outstanding bills, which isn't very much. Isn't very much compared to what, Wisconsin, Missouri, Michigan, California, New York have cost taxpayers, okay? New York is in the negative. Chicago's in the negative, okay? California, the whole state, is in the negative. All the blue states and Democrat-run states are in the negative, okay? So, the operating budget now advances to debate by full Alaska House. Once approved in that chamber, it advances to Alaska Senate for its considered before heading to the governor's desk. The way I see it is, Governor Dunleavy better demand a full payout, and it should go from $3,800 to way higher. He should demand a full payout, or this dude better expect to not get voted into office, because the last few years, this dude's like, oh, the Alaskans need it, and then as soon as the budget committee says no, he goes, okay. And I'm a Dunleavy guy for the most part, so it's like the dude better expect that all the people who voted for him are not going to vote for him again if the dude isn't going to have the balls to fight against these people. Because they do not have the right to sit there and go, oh, well, you know what? We're going to keep that $87 billion in the fund. We're only going to give you $2 billion out of it. We have the smallest amount of people that live in our state. Okay, we are the richest state in the United States. We're not in the negative when it comes to stuff. Our pot tax and our alcohol tax makes a substantial amount of money to cover any and all money owed, no matter what. Okay, so there's no excuse, none whatsoever, that they do not give us this money. Period. Period. We should get this. So this is a bunch of BS, and we better be getting our money. So make sure if you're an Alaskan, you're calling Dunleavy's office, you're calling the mayor's office, you're telling these people, these Democrats and everything else, if they do not want to give a full payout and they only want to give us less than what's actually owed to the Alaskan people, they better start expecting Alaskans to be leaving the state, because we are losing more people leaving the state than people are being born. Okay? Which then means taxes are going to keep going up, and that means more people are going to be leaving. We already pay higher prices in almost everything compared to most other states. So what is their excuse for not giving us the full dividend? $87 billion in the fund, and they only want to use $2.4 billion? Really? Really? Make that make sense, Alaska lawmakers. Ridiculous. If you need to pause it to, go through and read it, all you need to, there you go. This was done by K2UU. You can easily find this on Newsbreak if you want, but it's ridiculous. And you can guarantee these people are going to shaft us again. But if they're smart, they won't. But watch, it's going to be like $1,000 or less. I would not be surprised. Or we're going to be getting 1,500, and they're gonna go, oh look, we gave you $500 more. But watch, actually what they'll do is they'll give us $1,000, and then they'll give us a $500 energy relief fund. So $1,500. That is not enough for people's homes being burnt down because of electrical fires, people's homes, roofs collapsing because of the snow and ice that we had. How are these people going to fix their stuff if we're paying higher prices at the grocery stores because they refuse to arrest shoplifters? We're having to pay more in property tax, means people are paying more in their rent. These landlords are not being forced to actually maintain and properly maintain the houses to make sure the electrical is being done, roofs are being done, all this other kind of stuff. Because now you have people being forced out of their homes and either living in their cars or whatever else until they can find a place. So these lawmakers need to get their heads out their asses. Dunleavy needs to do his job as our governor and actually do what is right. It should be more than 3,800, and he better not falter. He better not fail this, because he will not be voted in again after this. I can guarantee you that. Because everyone who voted for him is done with his freaking little limp spine that he got. It's ridiculous. He's the one who has the power to veto and demand that they do this, because if they're not going to be voted in. None of these board members, none of them. They have their positions because we put them there. We can have them removed. Easy as that. And I find it funny that all the people who want to give the Alaskans their full money are all Republicans, which is funny because Democrats like taking people's money and giving to people who don't deserve it. The Alaskan people deserve their money. So show them with your vote, guys. Show them with your voice. Guaranteed you're not going to see anyone protest this. Guaranteed, but it'd be awesome to see. But that's it for the video, guys. Make sure you go check out dubby.gg and use my code TacticalGaming90 for 10% off. If you don't know what Dubby is, it's an energy drink supplement company that makes zero sugar, non-jittery energy drinks. It is a powder. It's much like, Gamer Sups or Gamer Fuel, all that other kind of stuff. They have very interesting flavors. Came out with a new one called Sour Gummy Bears. They have fruity flavors. They have a whole bunch of different ones. Go check them out. Make sure you use my code. Link and all that will be in the comment section below. It will be the pinned comment and all that. So hopefully this wakes up a lot of Alaskans and gets people to understand that this crap needs to be fixed. It really does. In my opinion, they should just empty the fund. Period. Empty the fund. Give every Alaskan over 100K. Even if they can easily make a a law or amendment to the point where if you accept a full payout, such as you receive the maximum payout of 100 and whatever thousand, you're signing that you're not going to go for a PFD for the next X amount of years. That's totally fine. You're not going to leave the state. You're not going to do any of this. Just do it. It's really easy for them to do. They just don't want to do their jobs. Okay? So hopefully that's helpful. Hopefully this pisses off any and all Alaskans who like expect them to get screwed over, because it's going to happen. Especially with the fact that we're majorly Democratic ran, despite the fact that we're one of the biggest like red/blue states ever. But yep, hopefully this opens some eyes to people. But like, share, subscribe, spread the word, America. Stay free. Love ya. Later.